Let's get right to MSNBC legal correspondent Lisa Rubin, NYU law professor and former Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Rebecca Roiphe, former Obama HUD Secretary Julian Castro, and Jason Hauser, who was chief of staff at ICE during the Biden administration. Okay, thanks for all coming on here. Lisa, let me start with you. Explain what's going to happen at this hearing today. We mentioned bail. She's not been arrested. She's not behind bars. So why is bail involved here?
Well, she has willingly surrendered herself to processing this morning. And part of today's hearing, in addition to reading out the charges and advising her of her rights, are setting the conditions for her not being detained prior to trial. Now, she won't be entering a plea today because there is no indictment or information. This is solely a criminal complaint, which means basically it is a list of the charges and an affidavit from a law enforcement officer pulling together his own personal knowledge and things that he's seen, for example, on the videos or read, and describing what happened during that day. In order to progress this case, within 30 days, the Department of Justice needs to bring an indictment, which means they have to convene a grand jury and have it vote a true bill.
Now, we have learned that the standard protocol wasn't necessarily followed when it came to filing this criminal complaint. Can you remind us what is the standard protocol here?
Yeah, the standard protocol comes from the Justice Manual. It's like the Bible for federal prosecutors. It says that when you bring a charge against a sitting member of Congress, you have to do two things. One, you have to consult with the Public Integrity Unit at Main Justice with respect to any investigative steps. And then before you bring those charges, you actually have to get approval from the Public Integrity Unit. The problem here is the Public Integrity Unit has been decimated. It used to have several dozen people in it. Current reporting says there are maybe fewer than 5 people in that unit. And our colleagues at NBC reported yesterday, based on a source familiar with the matter, that those protocols were not observed in this case.
And so, Rebecca, do you see anything in this situation that would suggest that it is valid not to follow standard protocol in this specific case?
No, I mean, I think in cases like this is when you especially want to see that prosecutors are following these standard procedures, because this is what, it's not like, the procedures in your office that are like, refill the coffee pot. It's actually meant to ensure that we, as the public, can see that this is not a politically motivated or improper prosecution. This is how we're reassured that that's the case. And if they don't follow protocols in a politically charged case, that's a big red flag.
So back to what is typical. We've also learned that the interim U.S. Attorney, Alina Habba, met with Congressman MacIver before these criminal charges were filed. And according to the Congresswoman, that she was trying to get her to admit to some of these actions, which she declined to do. And we've heard that there will be additional meetings with other members of Congress who were there on that day, including Bonnie Watson-Coleman, who I just spoke to last hour. She says she's planned to meet with Alina Habba's office tomorrow. Is that typical?
Again, this is not typical. And the reason why it's not typical is because we normally want to see quite a separation between the people within the Department of Justice who have the closest political ties and those who are bringing these sorts of cases. And that's why we like to see the Public Integrity Unit that has a full institutional knowledge about how prosecutors normally act, to ensure that we think the public looks at it and says, well, this is being treated like cases are being treated alike. All of these deviations are concerning because they make it look like this is part of a political message rather than a simple, straightforward prosecution.
Well, and MacIver has called it political intimidation.
Well, again, I mean, I think you want to be careful about listening to political actors in a situation like this, because, of course, they're always going to scream, when something happens that's against you or your political party, you're going to say this was politically motivated. This is why we should never pay attention to any of them. And the people we should pay attention to are the career prosecutors within the Department of Justice who have the least political motivation and who have the most established standard practices when it comes to something like this. Those are the people we should be listening to.
Secretary Castro, here's how Congresswoman Bonnie Watson-Coleman described the situation, which she was a part of, when I spoke with her last hour.
We were in the middle of a crush. You have to recognize that around 20 fatiguely dressed, masked, and weaponized individuals came at us at the same time. So it was an issue of close contact. But mostly, we just did not want anyone to be crushing us. And she kept saying, please don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me.
So Secretary Castro, President Trump pardoned January 6 rioters who physically assaulted police officers, calling those assaults very minor incidents. The double standard seems glaringly obvious here, no?
Well, it's hypocrisy of the highest order, Anna. And, I expect ultimately that these charges, if they go forward, they're going to be thrown out. But maybe most importantly, they're part of a disturbing pattern of political intimidation and trying to silence dissent in this country. We think about Judge Dugan in Wisconsin that was charged. Think about these student activists that were charged or had their visas removed for, among other things, writing an op-ed, expressing their opinion. The real effort here by Trump is to create a chilling effect, to show people if we can squelch even the most powerful people, even judges, even members of Congress, then you don't have any hope of dissenting against me or my administration. I think that's the real effort of this administration. And it's galling that this is a man that pardoned the January 6th rioters who hurt police officers, who tried to stop a legitimate election. And then now to say that Representative McIver and Representative Watson Coleman, who, by the way, is 80 years old, and if you notice, Representative McIver was trying to help her to make sure she didn't get hurt. They were there legitimately because, as many people have pointed out, congressional members have a right to go and do oversight like this. So it's hypocrisy, and it's part of a broader effort that shows, once again, the authoritarian impulses of Donald Trump and his administration.
Jason, anyone who's looking at this video sees chaos. Congresswoman McIver told MSNBC those same ICE agents she's now charged with assaulting accompanied her once she was allowed to actually tour the facility after all of this unfolded. What is the appropriate role for ICE agents in this situation? And does it appear they followed protocol?
Yes, ma'am. What I think you see here is the consequences and the outcomes of chaos from the administration. And now that chaos from the White House when it comes to immigration is playing out in our communities. In front of the Delaney Hall, you had a situation where there was protesters about the opening of the facility. You had the Congress members carrying out their legal authorities to do oversight on the facility, which in my role as chief of staff and working within the Department of Homeland Security, I've executed and oversaw hundreds of different visits bipartisanly, and that's the duties that they're to carry out. What you have here is ICE agents in a situation where they're responding to the crowd, they're responding to the members trying to get into the facility, and quite frankly, you're putting both the congressional members and the ICE officers in an extremely dangerous place. And it is very disturbing to see that Homeland Security investigation officers, enforcement removal operators are even having to spend their time in this situation. But it is from the outcomes of erratic, sporadic, and in some, quite frankly, illegal sort of immigration directives coming from this White House. And I fear over the next few months, as you continue to see these artificial quotas for arrests of non-criminals, non-removable migrants, people being brought out of legal immigration status, and more immigration detention facilities being brought online, taxing the resources of ICE officers, you're going to see more and more of this. But what we need is Congress to have the ability to do the proper oversight to both protect migrants and to protect the law enforcement officers.
Secretary, should the Speaker of the House be doing more to defend Congress's oversight authority? That is why Congresswoman McIver says she was there in the first place.
Yeah, well, I was happy to see that at least, Minority Leader Jeffries right away that evening made a statement on this and has been very forcefully pushing for that authority to be recognized. So I hope that Speaker Johnson does do that. Look, there's a bigger point here. Congress, whether you're Democrat or Republican, have a role to play in oversight, and that role needs to be respected. But Anna, it wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't say anything, because what we've seen is Congress completely roll over time and again. These congressional Republicans not want to stand up to Donald Trump and completely let him get away with stepping all over Congress. So, I'm not holding my breath for that.
Jason, let's listen to how Border Czar Tom Homan described the altercation yesterday with our colleague Chris Jansing.
We have many congressmen visit our facilities. What she did was unprofessional.
Do you believe that she was a threat?
I believe she caused the facility to be unsafe. When ICE officers are being pulled off their duties to deal with a member of Congress who's forced away in the facility and puts her hands on an ICE officer is unprofessional. I think she crossed the line.
Jason, you brought up this point about the danger that was created, regardless of whose fault it was or who did what, who instigated it. Did what we see jeopardize safety at that ICE facility? And what needs to happen to avoid that moving forward?
One, ma'am, from what I saw, Tom is off base a bit. The ICE officers are trained to assess risk and threats. And clearly that this incident got out of control. But after this the incident was calming down, they allowed the Congresswoman to enter the facility, and the tour of the facility went on as scheduled. So on the ground, tactically, clearly ICE did not see her, just from the video, in my opinion, as a threat. Two, I believe that this just continues to what Tom and Stephen Miller have continued to drive, of driving this political theater. And I believe Congress and these members have their eye focused on the issue of these large detention facilities are hitting their maximum capacity. The administration is sort of moving aggressively on some of these immigration fronts that there isn't clear oversight, and we need Congress to do that. But as Mr. Homan is kind of saying that she was out of bounds, you can clearly see that these congressional members were pressed against the agents and pressed against protesters, and those and sort of the protocols that are normally followed in these sort of congressional visits were not followed. And I think we're going to see more of it.